Hi everyone. Anybody there? We are building an audience for you. Thank you, Facebook. Just gonna wait a few seconds to see who joins me. I've invited a lot of people because I know, hey Claudia, welcome. I know that a lot of you are highly sensitive and empathic and soak up energy like a sponge and have some challenges with that. How are you, Claudia? Glad to see you here. So I'm just going to wait a few minutes and see who joins us. Meanwhile, I might have to unplug my phone to show you this, but I'm in Las Vegas at a convention, and right outside our hotel room, it's a crappy view. We just see a bunch of roofs, but there's a roller coaster behind us, so we get to watch the roller coaster, which is fun. What are you guys up to today? Hey, Shell. I'm doing good, Claudia. Thanks for asking. How's your weather? It's beautiful here. It's really nice. Blue sky, not too hot, a little cool breeze in the air. All right, I don't know if anybody, I don't know how many people got my message that I was going to be online. But you know, since I'm at convention, we kind of have to fit these things in between what we're doing. So um, I wanted to um, bathing the dogs, one less than the other. Yeah, I hear you about that. I wanted to talk to you about a little emergency management for your energy, and I wanted to tell you a little story about what happened to me on the plane on the way here to convention. Um, and I want to give you some tips on how to manage like an anxiety attack. I think I said in my description I had a panic attack, but it wasn't, I don't think it was really a panic attack, but it was like this big burst of anxiety. But because I know this about myself, because, oh no, one dog peed on the other. Not good, Claudia. um, but because I know this about myself, that I get anxious around groups of people, and in certain instances, you know, I knew kind of what to do for myself to have with me to make sure I could kind of relax. And so I want to share that with you. So, hey Molly. Um, So, you know, I was coming to this convention in Las Vegas, and I only really know one person, and that's my sister. But we live in different places, so we took different flights to get here. And what I didn't expect was, you know, I thought, well, I'll get on the plane, I'll take my laptop out, and I'll do some work, and I'll do all these things. What I didn't anticipate was that the whole plane, not the whole plane, but a good majority of the plane was other women going to this same convention. And so for me, meeting new people, I'm very shy about meeting new people. It's not easy for me to approach other people to meet them. And so I did, you know, I always try to pick out like one person to make eye contact with and say hi and kind of break the ice that way. That's how I need to do it for me because I'm really introverted, you know, need to kind of ease into that. And I get really nervous. So there was a girl standing across from me, two girls standing across from me who were obviously going to convention. They were, you know, wearing Rodan and Field stuff and whatever. And so I kind of looked at one and made eye contact and smiled, and she just gave me kind of a fake, you know, whatever that is, back. And I thought, oh, okay. So I got in line to board the plane, and as we're getting on the plane, I was way back in the B's, like B56 or something on Southwest. And so I walked all the way back to the back of the plane to find a seat when I finally got on there. And the two girls, who were not so nice, were sitting back there in a row on the left. And I was like, I'm going to try again. And so I said, Are you ladies going to convention? You know, I'm trying to make small talk. And they were like, Yeah, and gave me that sort of a thing. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm not going to sit next to them. I'm going to sit over here across the aisle. But that made me get really anxious because that was my first experience with all of these thousands of people I'm about to meet, right? So I'm like, is everyone going to be like this? I'm not going to know anyone. Why are girls mean? Why can't people be friendly and open? This is my experience, and this is all kind of going through my mind. And as I sat down, I was getting more and more and more anxious, like to the point I was getting nauseated. And, you guys know that my neck gets red when I get nervous doing videos and stuff. So I'm like all red, I'm nervous, I'm kind of shaking. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready to calm down. I need to just do my thing and relax, and not everyone's going to be like that, and I'm going to calm down. So I had some tools in my toolbox, in my bag with me. And one of the things that you guys might know that I like to do is to draw mandalas. Shell, we met in Pensacola last March, and you never would have thought I was an introvert. Yeah, well, I do. I can, fake it pretty well. I like to meet other people. It's just not always easy for me to do that. So, thank you. So anyway, and I am a very calm person. So I like to draw mandalas. Well, I carry around a little pad like this. This is my little drawing pad. It's a little 6-inch by 6-inch pad, just white paper. And I was like, I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm doing this for calming purposes, to ground myself, to get back to my center, to calm my energy. I don't need to interact right now. I can do this for myself. So I just took my pen out and I just started drawing one shape at a time, one doodle at a time, and drawing a mandala. A mandala, as some people say. So I drew this. Pretty cool, huh? I like it. And as I was drawing it, lots of thoughts are going through my head. I've got this anxious feeling. But as I'm drawing, one shape at a time, one stroke at a time, just focusing my energy on what's happening, I started to calm down. My energy started to come down. The anxiousness in my chest, in my solar plexus, really is where I get it, my solar plexus, started to kind of break up and ease. So I knew that would happen if I just took a breath and just drew one shape at a time and did, my ritual for calming and grounding. So, Claudia, you say you drew a mandala. I draw them. Love drawing them. Yes, please post pictures. I would love to see yours, what you draw. And I just released a mandala drawing tutorial. If you want to sign up for that tutorial, it's free. You can go to my website, jenniferblumenthal.com/free-stuff. I think so. Free-stuff. I'll post the link to that. So yeah, exactly. Deep breathing, visualizing something that makes you happy. That's good as well. So my question to you is, if you know that you're sensitive, if you know that you have anxiety, if you know that you get into situations that are just a normal part of life, I mean, you can't just avoid situations, right? We all get into those situations, and we all need to do things to, push ourselves and to expand ourselves. But what are the tools in your toolbox that help you to calm? So one other thing that I had with me that I knew would help is, I'm kind of a magazine junkie, totally. Hello, I'm addicted to magazines. But yeah, so I had one called Experience Life. I had one called an HGTV magazine, and I love this one. You guys need to get this one if you can find it. Newsweek's Spiritual Living Edition. This is awesome. It has like every kind of metaphysical new age thing in there. Crystals, tarot cards, psychic awakening, essential oils, holistic foods, Reiki, I mean just everything. There's just a little kind of article on everything, so it was really good. So, I used those things. Oh, thank you so much for the hearts. I used those things to help me come back to myself. Because what happens when you're really sensitive and you are affected by energy so easily is that the parts of you scatter and you're no longer within yourself. You just kind of spread out. And so then you're even more sensitive because your defenses are weakened. You don't have yourself, your spirit, gathered within you, right? So it's important to bring yourself back. And whatever tool that you have that calms you, that helps you to bring yourself back, have that with you. I mean, it's so important to be able to protect yourself and bring yourself back when you know that you're sensitive like this. So tell me in the comments, what are your things that help to calm you, and what do you have with you when you know you're going to be in a situation that might kind of trigger you? Who's got it? Claudia said deep breathing and visualizing something that makes you happy. Yep. What do you have that's physical, like something that you can do? Shell says, I hear my husband saying, relax, everything's going to be all right. Does that work, Shell, for you? When you hear his voice, or when you know that he's supporting you in that way? All of these things are super good. Now for me, I can like close my eyes and take a deep breath and, try meditating and things. But what happens is my thoughts are so strong that it takes me something physical to change that. It takes me something physical to break me out of the pattern. And that's why I carry my little drawing pad with me, because if I can do that, I'm connecting myself, my energy physically to the paper, and I'm focusing. So I'm using physical sensation and my energy to focus, and that kind of helps me. Yes, Claudia, I surround myself with white light and colored light all the time, and I surround other people with it all the time. I've done it 2 or 3 times today even. Yes, absolutely. Also, if you are like a Reiki person, if you're Reiki trained, you can surround yourself with Reiki symbols and protection symbols that way, like I've called on Archangel Michael today. So yeah, I use a lot of those energetic tricks or techniques, I guess. They're not really tricks, but yeah. So I want you to think about that, and like, what is your tool? What do you need to have with you so that you're prepared? Because you're going to face circumstances in life all the time. But just have a tool with you, something that you know is going to bring you back to yourself, bring you back to center, calm your breath, calm your heart rate, let the anxiety and the nerves ease. Just have that with you so you can be prepared. And then, then you don't have to be so worried about getting yourself into different situations. You know that you can just kind of live your life and be in situations because you have the tools to kind of bring yourself back if you get triggered. Okay? So I wanted to tell you that today, and I wanted to say I know how you feel, and I want to help you have the tools to, help you have a stronger energetic boundary and more resilience in that way. So the other thing is, I've got a workshop coming up that is clearing the path, soul clearing for empaths and highly sensitive people. Because one of the things that happens to us when we experience a lot of emotional things, traumatic things, even, everyday things that can be traumatic to us, we get things stuck. I've talked about this before. We get emotions and feelings and memories stuck within our bodies, and they make us more sensitive and more easily triggered, and it just kind of goes downhill. So we need to find a way to get that stuff out of our system so that we can let things pass through us. You don't want to hold on to things. Once you experience something, a feeling or emotion, you've taken it in and it's yours. But you need to be like a river and just let it flow right through. So this workshop is to help us release the things that we're holding on to and make space for stuff to flow through. Okay? Thank you guys so much for the hearts and for joining me. And if you want to know about the workshop, I'll post the link for that here too, but it's jenniferblumenthal.com/healing the number 4 empaths, healing for empaths. And I'll post the link. And Claudia says, calming protective crystals or stones, yes. Archangel Raphael, too. Spirit god or goddess, calling on many guides and protectors, absolutely. Use all of that stuff. Use whatever resonates with you and feels most comfortable. So you can absolutely prepare. You can absolutely be less sensitive. You can use your sensitivity as a gift rather than as a burden, and that's what we want to do. So thanks for joining me, guys. It was so great to see you. Peace, calm, and joy to you too, Claudia. Love you guys. Bye.